We are the Arcturians. We do have messages today for those, once again, who wish to listen. The sun issues code. Each time there is what you term as an eruption, a disruption, or rather the eruption causes a disruption. This is the way we prefer to express this. We want to paint for you, once again, a visual. The disruption we speak of is not really a disruption, but this is the best way that we can defer to this occurrence involving what you might also call coronal mass ejections, CMEs, that are occurring with higher intensity at this time. And you can also refer to the flares. There are many more events also happening that are less perceptible to the majority of you, which are also causing what you might think of as a disruption to your average and typical experience. You may wish to go about your days and be unaffected by such things. However, for those of you who are less sensitive, this would be less of an issue, of course. However, you will still be affected. You will just not partake consciously, perhaps, as much with the experience. However, those of you who are more sensitive, you will be consciously experiencing the fluctuations of your magnetosphere. But we want to make sure that you get a vivid picture of what is happening. So we are talking about what is happening when the quantum structure, which is the totality of the expression of your planet, so what you think of when you perceive of the planet Earth, this is being affected by what is being released from the sun. But what is being released from the sun is not merely being released through the consciousness of the sun, but by the terms and agreements of different galactic groups called upon by your consciousness, which does not only reside on your planet, but at many different levels throughout the etheric. We will call this the etheric grid, or the etheric spheres, of which there are many. You can imagine this as perhaps your Earth being enveloped by several layers of a sphere. And as you graduate through the levels, you are more connected to the consciousness of your galactic brethren. This is not exactly the way this works, of course, but this is a wonderful way to interpret how your consciousness expands in different ways and its ability to communicate on different levels, where your planetary connected Earth human consciousness may not be able to communicate in this way. So to say again, your human body, the consciousness which is in its waking state connected to your human body and experiencing within a more physical level, will not be able to communicate in that way. This is what we are saying. And so some of you, because you are more what you would term as sensitive, physically sensitive and psychically sensitive, perhaps even emotionally sensitive to the activity that is happening with the sun, you will then possibly experience more in your body what is happening. This is indeed a wonderful thing that you are experiencing when you graduate from your human body and from the life experience itself. You will greatly appreciate the experience you have had, being able to interpret the codes physically and be conscious of such a thing. However, we understand it within this physical experience as you walk through it. This can be quite taxing to you for many different reasons. We wish to say to you that you can limit your conscious exposure to the symptoms. And all the while, your body will still be receiving what you term as upgrades. Now, the upgrades are merely you being put more in touch with your expanded gifts. So those levels of expansion we discussed, you will be able to reach them more in your conscious state with what you are terming as the upgrades. Now, some of the upgrades will be technology. This is a different sort of upgrade. This will be where you will be put in touch with the geometric structure, which will perform a particular function within your body or within your experience. So many times this involves if there is a shift in purpose or an advancement through your purpose, and it will put you in touch with a different means of healing, perhaps healing others, and the technology will aid in that. Again, this could heal self or others. You could be put in touch with your ability to interpret different geometric code so that you can create yourselves advanced technology on your planet. This is also occurring. So there are many different types of upgrades which will be occurring to assist you. That is your physical, waking, conscious state human on your planet. This is what we wish to discuss with you today. We hope that this information will be of good use to you as you continue through this journey of expansion. We are very pleased to be able to assist you during this time. It is part of our mission and part of our continued progress as a species. It is in our structure to intend the expansion and enhance the goodness and health of others. Many of you also carry this trait as you carry our DNA and the DNA of many other groups, which we will refer to as galactic groups. But now you yourselves are galactic. We would say universal groups, in fact, because many of these groups will not only be from your galaxy. There are millions of species that you have yet to learn even exist, and many of you feel them very deeply within your consciousness, deeply embedded there. However, you are accessing at this time a relative few, and that is perfect. That is perfectly fine as you move through your expansion and into other lives and other existences. You will find this to have been a great delight to be a part of, regardless of how difficult the journey is during this time. We are the Arcturian Council. We love you. End transmission.